So,
Yeah?
you run your own business, right?
I like to think so.
What would you say is the most important element for you to gain a competitive advantage?
I guess the quality of my customer service.
Good call. Did you know a recent survey showed that most Australian businesses feel that way?
Well, it makes sense.
And a major threat to that is an increase in English language literacy and numeracy issues.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know 46% of working-age Australians have difficulty with reading skills and 53% have difficulty with numeracy?
So almost half of Australia's workforce can't read?
Well, a lot of them can read, but have problems understanding and communicating information. In fact, a lot of them are highly educated. That can often make the issue worse.
How's that?
Let's say you have someone working for you that has recently moved to Australia from another country and English isn't their first language. They can speak it very well, but they might have difficulties understanding certain things. But they're well educated, highly educated in a lot of these cases, and admitting the issue is just too embarrassing. So they don't seek out help. There have been cases in the healthcare industry where a simple lack of understanding, say the difference between milligrams and millilitres, has resulted in a fatal dosage being administered.
That's pretty bad.
It sure is. And it's not an issue that's restricted to people from non-English speaking backgrounds. Many people with language literacy and numeracy issues are born and educated in Australia, but they have simply missed out on developing these skills because of a whole range of reasons.
But my business doesn't deal in life or death scenarios.
Well, look at it this way. The more insecure your staff feel, the lower your productivity and the higher your staff turnover. One company found that after tailoring a language literacy and numeracy program for their staff, they had a 40% decrease in staff turnover and an almost $150,000 increase in savings. More importantly, the staff were happy and motivated.
And provided better customer service?
Exactly. Another trial used the Australian Core Skills Framework to assess the impact of language literacy and numeracy training on various participants. This trial showed a 38% increase in communication core skills and a 64% increase in learning core skills. Imagine how much more efficiently and effectively staff with improved learning and communication skills could pass information on to other staff members. That would substantially decrease your on-the-job training times and increase your potential talent pool. It would also help create a safe work environment.
If people are being asked to write reports, if people are working in the sector that we work in particular community services and health, it's crucial that they have those literacy levels and those numeracy levels. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't get support through a whole range of aids, but the managers need to know what those aids are, and the service providers need to know what aids are out there, what things can I use, how can I develop better technology that's going to compensate somebody for having that literacy or language problem that they may have.
Larissa is a childcare worker who is known for her great rapport with children. She also has a reputation for being someone that goes above and beyond. It's not uncommon for her to work extra time to help out. Unfortunately, on this particular shift, a child under Larissa's care has had a bit of a fall. It's okay, accidents happen, and there was nothing Larissa could have done differently to avoid the incident. But things start to go wrong for Larissa when she attempts to fill out the incident report. Unable to understand the form clearly, she eventually gives up, meaning there's no official record of the incident. Later, when attempting to explain the details of the incident to the child's understandably distressed parent, Larissa's limited communication skills become exposed. Larissa refers the parent to her supervisor. The frustrated parent now feels that the person caring for their child is irresponsible and registers a complaint. The complaint is then referred on to head office and official action is taken. Larissa escapes with a warning this time, but a warning that stays on her record. 2 more and they will have no choice but to fire her. Had Larissa mentioned her communication difficulties to her employer, they could have taken the necessary steps to get her some training in that area. When she spoke to the parent, she could have explained exactly what happened. She also would have been able to show the parent the detailed incident report. Armed with the facts, the parent can feel safe that the channels of communication with their child's carer are well and truly open.
I like to use the analogy that probably 30 years ago, workplace health and safety was not something that workplaces took as seriously as they do today. And whereas today it's part of every workplace, and a very important part of that, I think also, that language literacy and numeracy, and perhaps by a different name, perhaps communication, to look at the broadness of it, needs to be part of every workplace.
How can I implement that in my business?
The first thing you should do is get involved with the Workplace English Language and Literacy, or WELL program. It's a flexible program that's tailored to the specific needs of your workforce.
I don't think I can afford that.
It's 75% government funded, and it's an investment in your staff and the future of your company. What you should ask yourself, Leo, is how can you afford not to?
Well, what's my next step?
There's a range of things you can do. Contact your Industry Skills Council or your state training bodies for more advice, or go to Australian Government Skills Connect.